it's Avery. Welcome to the channel. Today we're racing the California Bicycle Racing number 3, Cat 3-4 race in Carson. This race was today on March 9th, 2025. I'm traveling for work tomorrow up to NorCal, so I figured I'd get this video out today. No intro. This race was early, it was cold, and I got almost no sleep the night before because I went to bed late and it's daylight savings time, so it took pretty much everything I had just to get to this race on time. If you watched my video of the first race of the year, this is the same course. We're just running in the opposite direction. I realized going into the race, this is my 4th race of the year, and the first time that we're running a course counterclockwise, so I was hoping that I remembered how to turn left. This section of the course, there's a headwind, so looking at the map in the top right corner, the wind is basically coming from the top to the bottom of the course. This was a big field. There was 63 people that start the race. And it was supposed to be a 40-minute race, but we only ended up racing for about 35 minutes. After turn 3 here, this is an uphill section, so you'll see the power spike and the speeds come down a bit. Just getting a feel for the course as usual, trying to stay towards the back, feel things out the first couple laps. Here's turn 4, and then we go through the straightaway and across the finish line. Gonna skip ahead here a bit. A few laps later, I tried to find ways to move up. So here we are going through turn 2. Something that I noticed in this race, maybe it was a combination of having a big field plus completely wide open turns, is that it seemed like one set of people would go on the inside, one would go to the outside, which left the middle of the turn completely open to just carry speed without touching brakes, and it was a good way to move up a few spots. Race picks up here so you can see us racing single file. Going through the turn 3 up the hill, still single file. Could see my heart rate really starting to creep up, so my plan was to just stay behind someone. I like to peek out a bit just to see what's happening at the front of the race, but everything was still pretty much held together. Going through turn 4, move up a little, some people drop off, so I think I told this guy to stay on the wheel, mostly because I was redlining my heart rate and I just wanted to follow him to the front. We have a bit of a tailwind here, so you're able to ease up on the power a bit. After turn 1, the right side is shielded, so even though we're single file, and it's also slightly downhill, I'm able to go to the shielded side and carry a little bit more speed into the second turn, which helps close this gap without putting in too much effort. The other thing that I was doing was I'd take these turns wide and then go immediately to the curb, which is the protected side, because I knew that everybody was going to drift over there anyway, so that's another way that I was able to hang on to wheels with less effort. So skipping ahead, this is 3 laps to go, and as usual, find myself at the back of the race. Kind of stuck to the inside, which seemed like it was a good decision because it looks like a lot of the group went pretty wide there into the cones. still kind of looking for ways to move up, but it's still a little bit early on, especially here where we're in the headwinds. Nobody's really attacking here at all, so just kind of hung in the group here. As we hit this hill, pace picks up a bit. People start to move up on the left side, so try to get over there. Going into turn 4. My heart rate's up again as we're crossing the line with 2 laps to go. Staying more towards the inside here. It's not single file, but the race is definitely picking up speed, so you're not going to be that shielded no matter where you are. Here a gap starts to form, so I kind of just stitch it back together and move up a few places in doing so. Again, take this turn wide. Slot right in. I didn't notice till editing this video, but this guy up here on the right, I think is doing puppy paws, which is definitely not okay, kind of dangerous. So yeah, if you race, please do not do that when you're in a group like this, going 27 miles per hour. It's also against the rules. So it's still pretty far back. Field's pretty much all together. Nobody really going off the front yet. So I wasn't too worried, but I was still thinking, how am I going to move up? Wasn't really a clear way to do that. So I was just going to find somebody to follow. So this guy on the right, he's got the Bike Coach Fitness on his bibs, which was the team I raced with last year, so I figured he must be decent, so followed him a little bit here to try to move up. I like his thought going to the outside, because we'll be protected when we take this first turn. So this is the last lap. Lose his wheel, but no matter. Going into turn 2 here. We're down to only 2 turns to go. So this is the headwind section, and I'm on the protected side, which is good for conserving energy. You can see my heart rate's really high. I'd like it to be a little lower before going into the sprint, but don't really have a choice. The only downside here is if somebody attacks from the left, you can't really follow it because you're trapped. So if somebody does attack, there's not much I can do besides follow, and the entire peloton starts to follow it, so that's good. We go through turn 3. I'm in the gutter. I see everybody starting to sprint, so I just rip it. Hit 1,000 watts. Hit 1,000 watts again. I was actually pretty happy with how much power I put out, considering I've done like almost no high-end training this year at all. So I just put my head down and ripped it as hard as I could on the outside. Took the turn around the outside and continued to sprint, and ended the race in 11th place. So not too bad, pretty happy with that result. Got 11th out of 63. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and see you at the next one.